Good morning.
No, that's not it. Good morning. Sorry, my son asked me a question. Like, write it. But we're on the Chandra's channel. I mean, you can watch one of my old ones if you want. Sorry, my kid's boosting up our viewership by watching my videos when he's in the same room with me, but whatever. It's fine.
It's the thought that counts.
He can't get enough of his mom. All right. I was about to write November for the month because I'm trying to like document what's been done, and I'm not thinking straight.
It is actually, you might be shocked to hear this, but yeah, it's not November yet. And please don't rush it. This year has gone so fast.
Yeah. So I definitely agree that January, or it might have been February for me, was 3,000 years. And then after that, we've gone.
Yeah. Fast. January is the longest year. And then after that, it's like, okay.
Yes, that's Chandra.
So today, hey.
Yeah, still Chandra. Like, that's her computer. She just pops it on. So for screen. Okay, cool. All right.
What?
So I'm looking at the stories we haven't done yet. I don't know if that's one of ours.
Are we almost done with them?
No.
Okay. You're like not even a little bit.
No. We haven't even broken into the hundreds. We're still in the like episodes under 100. So, I just got to keep track of. Here we go. I got to keep track of when we were live.
That is the tricky part.
50s. Let's look at 57. See what that one is. Oh, 57. Game of Telephone was the bonus. We already edited a mysterious package. According to this. I don't know. That's fine. What did you give me the remote for? You want this one on the TV? So it was a bonus, and it's called Game of Telephone.
Now, is it pronounced Felicia? I think let me know if that's correct. Welcome. Are you working on a project, or are you wanting to write flash fiction today?
Because we do share what we've done. We usually start with editing these days. Glad to see you back. I remember her being on previous.
Yeah.
Pretty sure previous Flash Fiction live streams, but definitely other streams.
Yeah.
As a whole. All right.
Do you have a date from number 57 or the...
Yes.
Is that the one you're wanting to do?
Yeah, the date would be 12 February 2022.
Ah, that is the first one.
Thank God I have some semblance of organization.
Okay, and that was for that date. Oh, wait, I'm looking at 1/12. That's not what you said.
Okay.
Something 12?
February 12th, 2022.
So 2/12. I don't have that. Okay, what's it called?
Game of Telephone. It was the bonus to the story, A Mysterious Package.
There it is. Oh, this is from before I had an actual naming convention for these.
But you usually throw the name in there.
Let me make us a new document.
Okay, then.
Um, did you want me to pull yours over as well?
Oh, yeah, if you can. But I'll go there. Did she hop up there or did you put her up there? Yeah, stop trying to control her. Oh my god, like why can I not search our screen? Okay, fine. Fine. Cool. I'm trying to put on what you wanted to watch. So, I don't remember this at all, but I want to say it was a case of like passing on a message just based off the prompt, but that's what I'm assuming what Pass Me has done.
Felicia. I think I got it this time. I'm working on writing chapter 4 of my FBI thriller, so post to post on Ream. Cool. That sounds fun.
Nice. Well, we at least still have the timers. Oh shoot, that was wrong. We still have the timers and for people to do things other than what we're doing.
Yeah.
But if you get bored, we will have it shared up on screen what we're working on. After we edit this, wait, what was your cutoff time? I'm trying to remember.
11:15 or 11 no. 11:40, 11:45.
Okay.
So we've got time.
Yeah. All right.
Let me share this to you.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go into Google. Oh, is this what we're gonna do today?
You should have it now. And
You want to see what she did last or
No. Edit number 28.
yes.
Okay. Sweet. All right. So I can close this down. Trying to clean up my desktop here.
Did you want to share the timer and the document, or do you want me to do a timer?
No, I can do it.
Okay.
I just was trying to clean up my desktop. There we go.
So the first timer will be 10 minutes, where we'll do the read through and of each other's stories and the suggestions, and then the next one will be 20 minutes. Yes, we give each other the feedback or notes on their feedback, and then the next sprint will be 20 minutes where we actually each take the time to put the edits in place.
This thing came like max out of the gate. Oh my god. My computer, I'm gonna kill it. It's asking for it. Like, if anything was asking for it, this is what they truly meant. They didn't know what asking for it meant before now.
My computer that I stream from is in the same boat and very soon to be replaced because it takes just so long to do anything on it that it's not. I've been thinking, like, do I want to get another Mac because this is a Mac and I had gotten a refurbished one,
Do you
but I've had
edit
it
on it?
not really anymore. I had when I first got it,
Yeah.
but that makes me think I could just get some inexpensive Windows computer. Hi, how are you? I could get an inexpensive Windows computer and just use that because the problem with this is if it takes 15 minutes to boot, I can't just go somewhere and work at a coffee shop for a little bit because it
No.
takes so long. By the time my computer is ready for me to work, my coffee is cold. That's how bad it is.
Or empty.
Yeah, seriously. It's like I'm just gonna have to start from scratch.
Okay. I am. Uh, what did I just do? No.
Oh my god.
So in the chat, while Natalie's computer tortures her, what are we all doing? I know Felicia is working on an FBI thriller. Old Grumpy Mama, what are you working on today? I always feel like I'm being so rude when I say that.
Nah, she owns it. And it kind of reminds me of the movie that came out in the 90s, Grumpy Old Men.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Should I go back and watch it?
Huh?
Should I go back and watch it?
It's pretty funny. I'm pretty sure there is totally, just because of the time period it came out, say time period like it was so long ago or whatever.
In the late 1900s.
Yeah. God, for you, man. But there's going to be some jokes that just would not fly in this day and age. All right.
Oh yeah. There's so many things that I go back and I watch and I'm like, oh. Even the pictures or like videos where they talk about like the 90s pop stars and how much they were body shamed and you look at them and you're like, why would anyone say that about that person?
Even
like
right now. So big thing. So Taylor Swift like took a break or whatever, and then she came back on the tour, a scheduled break or whatever. And she's got a little tummy, okay? Like the equivalent of if you ate a full meal at the end of the night or something.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna show. And people started making pregnancy rumors after that. I'm like, you gotta be shitting me.
The thing is, by the end of the day, you usually gain like 5 pounds just from like if you're eating and hydrating appropriately, that is normal. So like, why are we
5 pounds? But there is pounds. It's at least
like 3 to 5 pounds in a day is normal.
Alex straight up, he'll gain like freaking, God, what is it called? By the way, I don't think my computer's gonna work for me. I'm questioning if I'm even gonna be able to get my.
Okay. Do you want me to pull up a timer then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I normally like to share, but it won't happen. Like, so the clock is open on one of my screens, and it won't, and it's full screen open for some reason, and it won't close down. It won't hide away or anything, and I done force quit. Just, I'm like, this is your app, Apple. Like, why is this not?
But yeah, I mean, if you think about it, if you drank a gallon of water and then weighed yourself, why would you expect to?
Absolutely.
So
Wow.
the expectations we place on people are absolutely ridiculous.
No.
And I know that the days
What
that
was going on?
that Taylor Swift is working have to be absolutely grueling.
3.5 hours is her show.
Mm-hmm.
Not to
And that's not
mention,
the only thing she does in a day.
yeah, and she needs, just like a marathon runner and stuff, she's got to carb up so she has the energy.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the also like with actors when they do like Wolverine when they did his scenes and he talked about how um, he was like so dehydrated and like all that stuff to cut because you like work and you build up all of this stuff and then you have to cut sodium and your calories and you can only have a certain amount of water when you're cutting up to the day of the show. So in his case it would be filming, you know, those scenes specifically. And you're not allowed to have like very much stuff during that because you maintain it. You film all the scenes you need to look a certain way in, and then you can go back to like your regularly scheduled programming. But that's a lot to put your body through.
Mm-hmm. Like, even never mind like the working out super fit, I worry when someone has to like lose a lot of weight and look horrible, like Christian Bale and the Machinist, if I remember
Oh
correctly. Like,
yeah.
holy hell, like
Like they
and
have to have
Matthew
a
McConaughey,
dietitian and a bunch like a whole medical team to make sure that they're not killing
not ruining
themselves.
themselves permanently. That you're ruining
Yeah.
yourself a little bit. And then also
Ah,
God, who was it? Matthew McConaughey in Dallas Buyers Club. Like, that
yeah.
man would have an apple a day.
Yeah. Yes, I exactly. I know that they just both had to be an absolute treat on set.
Yeah.
Like I know
Listen.
everyone was like, "Let me just stay out of your way."
Yeah.
Uh, sorry for blabbing so much. I've got the timer right here.
That's fine. Luckily, so I don't have the timer, but I do have my screen open to writing. Thank goodness.
Yeah, I didn't. Did I say to play? Because I'm pretty sure I didn't say that. Sorry.
All right.
Okay. I think we're finally ready. We'll do our first 10-minute sprint. We will be giving each other feedback. Usually we would share that on screen, but technology
It's
doesn't
not
want.
technology. It's not smart.
Actually, I think I can do it now that I think about it. Let
You just
me.
gotta, if you're sharing your screen instead of sharing the window,
Mhm.
do a split screen. That's how I do it.
Yeah, okay. So we'll do that. You can still see it there. And then let me grab the
I swear
edit.
we're usually more put together. Where's the cat? Oh, okay.
And this one here. And then, okay. And now I'll go to. Sorry, y'all. I'm about to inception the screen for a second. Percent. Stop screen sharing. Percent. Share screen. Share screen. Entire
Tech
screen.
Gremlins is right, Felicia. Absolutely.
Share. There's the inception for you and
Infinity.
woohoo! Okay, I figured it out, y'all. I'm
Woohoo!
so good at this. All right, so we will begin our we will begin our sprint in. I guess I can just do it. Yeah, I can do that here. 3,
Yeah.
2, and 1.
Chandra, the 10 minutes is up and another timer started.
Sorry, I paused it. I've like few more
Oh, okay.
sentences
Well,
to
then I'll just keep talking.
read.
Yeah, I was a little slow on mine because Spencer kept on going, Mom, 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 like Stewie Griffin. Just without saying hi at the end, he actually had something to tell me, and I had to tell him to navigate other stuff. But yeah. In other news, I did clean my little office space a little bit yesterday, which is nice. And chat. Hold on. Something happened since last we've seen each other, and if you're on my Instagram, you know, but this little nugget has joined the family. So she's like, yeah, it's fine. And
She
this
is,
what she
first of
does.
all, adorable, and second of all, getting so big.
Yes. Chandra knows because I was at her house and found the cat there.
Yep.
So.
And I was like, yeah, I was concerned for her safety. So.
Yeah, and so Chandra loaded me up like she was like PetSmart Incorporated, and
I did. I was like, here,
and
save her.
Many hours back home with a kitten. Then I get home and as I'm driving, because I already tried to ask my husband about it. He was about to go off, which was a bad timing on my part, but either way. He's like, I don't want to think about a cat. And I'm like, then don't think about it. But as I'm driving, he calls me and he goes, do you have said cat with you? And I'm like, well, technically it's a kitten. But yes, I do have said kitten with me. So oh, and her name is Lucy, short for Lucifer, because I got outvoted by Lilith. For Lilith. Either way, yes, dear.
I finished going through your story. I have some notes. There are a few places where I cut words. They're not bad words, but where it would like shorten or clarify, because there's a couple other places where if you save the words, we could get a bit more, specifically at the end, which was pretty much the only feedback I had there.
I don't even remember the story I wrote, so.
Perfect. So you're at 494 words right now. There's definitely space for you to expand that to probably 750,000 if you so desired. There are a few places where I'm asking questions, and that's where I'm hoping that you'll build it out a bit more. Like here.
Hey, for chat, if you want, you could share the screen for them.
Oh, yes, I can do that.
Sorry, we had to cut down for the cat, so now kitten. So now we're jumping back in. And it's funny, I grabbed her and now she's asleep in my lap.
Okay, y'all can see that. So yeah, okay. Here we go. I was at first a little confused, but then I said, what does the man look like? Because the man said to the shopkeeper, I feel like you could put in there like a little bit of a description, like what's he wearing, or is he tall, or something along those lines. And then I was just pointing out that I thought that she was about to shoot the bow because she's pulling back the arrow. So maybe like, is she taking the arrow from his hand, or is she pulling it across like at the counter? Is she pulling it back towards herself? Then let's see. Here, show me how he storms out of the store. Instead of like, does he slam the door? Does he like what's he doing? Is he stomping his feet?
Like, what is his emotions conveyed through his gate, pretty much.
Yeah. And then I make a note here as well. Put this in order because it says he stormed out of the store, walked the 3 blocks towards the theater, but first stopped at the blacksmith's for only 5 minutes before continuing his journey. So put it in order of he stormed out of the store, he makes a stop at the blacksmith, then he goes to the theater.
Gotcha.
Because we kind of jump back in time to say, oh, he did go to the blacksmith's, but now he's walking through the entrance of the theater. So it was a little confusing walking through the back entrance. It's like, was he at the blacksmith's or was he going at the theater now?
Yeah.
I also went back a little bit as I was reading to note. I didn't realize he was the director walking into his own dressing room now. Like, I didn't realize that until I got to here.
Further down. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
maybe like, he walked into the dressing room and polished the door placard that indicated it was, something like that, just letting us know that it's his. Now here where it says sending a bowl of almonds tumbling off the edge, it kind of puts distance between the character and the almonds. And
yeah, so
like
just straight up saying Ernest like bumped the desk.
Mm-hmm.
So he bumped the desk and a bowl of almonds. Which pushed a bowl of almonds.
Yeah, like was it his sleeve that caught the bowl of almonds when he bumped into the desk, or did he brush it with his hand? Like he was startled.
I was just thinking he bumped into the desk and the vibrations made it go. So
yeah, so just something to clarify that, because it's also like when you do something bad and you're trying to distance yourself from it, you're like you would say that it happened instead of that. I had an accident. Yeah. There was an accident. So pulling it together. Then here, I don't want them bent before then, so pick them up and place them gently until then. I cut the until then and suggest where are they being placed. And then my question here, I do not feel I wish to consume any now. It's like if someone offered you almonds and you're like, no, thank you, versus I think what maybe is going on here is he's like, I don't want to eat almonds off the floor, kid.
Yeah.
So it could be kind of a snarky.
I just thought of a way to work that when you were saying like, I don't want to eat almonds off the floor. So, okay.
And then, this part is where I'm like, just more. Because on the stage, Miss Livingston stood ready to fire one of the arrows Mr. Livingston brought earlier that day. We don't know anything about how she got the arrows. So, who handed her the arrows? Because we know that Ernest was supposed to put them somewhere, but we don't know exactly how she got it. So, more into that. And then, we know that Mr. Livingston is walking away from the theater, but there's no indication of his reaction to the theater blowing up. Yeah. So is he surprised? Is he expecting it? We don't know if this actually has anything to do with the arrows because we don't see that. So, there's not a direct line, so a little more drawing it all together, but also, like I said, you've got plenty of space to add all of that. So yeah, those are my notes. I do like this story. I remember liking this story. And yeah, that's what I got.
Okay, now to yours. Similar theme to mine of we need clarity and more emotion. So at least we got that in common. All right. So it was this opening line of the game of telephone is turning into a real drain. Like it's after reading the whole thing, it's just different from everything else. Like I'm not seeing the connection of the first line to everything else.
Mhm.
And he said, I got that as a future member of the clergy. But then you said he had a change in responsibilities now. Like, do you mean I? Or something like the he came out randomly. And then I decided to, because it was unrecognizable back to back, I just cut it from the sentence before. And cut to the sentence after.
Okay, so the first, maybe I need to clarify that because I'm reading it as the first person I is speaking about he, a second person.
Okay. We just don't know who he is, and
Gotcha.
but you haven't introduced him, and it could work out because right now the way the sentence is I blank blank blank, he blank blank, I blank blank. So maybe move he to the beginning of the sentence so it's on its own instead of being breaking up the I, which is kind of makes it more
head hoppy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Gotcha.
Further down is just comments of edits and stuff, because at first the fact that we're talking about driving, and then the second line is, and I opened my parasol, shifted from the car to the sky, and I'm like, okay, well, let's introduce that they parked, but they weren't driving, and stuff.
We have arrived.
Yeah. And then routes, it's route. For a car, I think sticking to like highway or road is stronger than route. Route to me seems more like off-roading stuff, or like going through where a path is not clear a little bit, but that's also my own interpretation. And then this was personal preference. I didn't like the iteration of step-to-step stones, so I decided to just go back to the modern day of stepping stones. And then this was the he again. I was like, and this is where I wanted the clarity of like more emotions and stuff like that. Like, so go into the room. I'm like, where was he standing? Where did we walk into the foyer, the living room, the kitchen? What, like, and then even I didn't spell it out here, but somewhere to the comments you gave me, like, what's his posture like? Is he agitated? Is he hunched, like pulling into himself? Like, what is? Because I get sense of urgency from the person arriving, but I don't understand the state of mind. Hi, Regina. For this guy, that our MC is visiting. So as you see, no notes for a very long time, which is a good thing.
Yay, dialogue
back and forth. I will say, looking at it, I do like that he laughed a morbid sound, fragile like broken glass. Now I don't like fragile before like broken glass, because broken glass, I guess it could be broken more, but it feels like, I feel like it's lost the signifier of fragile because it's already broken. Like fragile is like to prevent something from breaking. But then I need more in the sense of like, what is he doing? You at least have him lay on the couch with one hand covering his eyes. I just wanted some more emotion, like raising the hands up, or what, reaching out, like trying to save this person and pulling your hand back, whatever. Just added the comma, added a T for thought. Okay, here our MC said, you don't see me signing up for seminary. Yeah, second to last line. Second to last, whatever, the paragraph. Yet earlier in the very beginning, we say, I got that as a future member of the clergy. So I was like, wait, he's not signing up for clergy, but he got this as a future member of the clergy?
Okay, so I need to clarify. He's saying, I understand that my friend as a future member of the clergy, but I
Okay.
didn't
So
say
then it would
that.
be, I got that from a future member of the clergy, whereas I got that as a future member of clergy makes it seem like he.
I'll have to work on that because it should be like I get that as a professional, you do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. But
So
you also get
that's
artistic license when it's your story.
so I'm trying to think of how to make it clear that this is not um sorry, this thing is beeping a lot and I need it to not do that.
Take it there. Thank you.
Okay. No more beeping. Um Yeah. Okay. So I will play with that and make sure it's clarified. But I think when I clarify the I, he, I part, it'll
It's gonna clear up a lot, yeah.
yeah.
So I did like the last line where we described trying to restrain the panic in my voice. But at that point, I was like, was he panicking about? Is it because they're running away or whatever? And I'm like, so they don't want to be a clergy, don't want or don't feel they can marry anyone. Wait.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, wait, do they have a secret love for each other? I'm lost on the stakes
Gotcha.
and the setting. But we've already
Okay.
discussed how you'll clarify setting. I need, wait for it, more.
Yeah, what Regina said.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. It a comma that I was missing? I bet it was
No,
a
you had a
comma.
comma there. I still, this is probably just my own depth of um ignorance and everything. It's that I still don't see it.
So the way that Regina has it here,
Oh, she said I got that. Okay, never mind. We didn't have a comma after that, but it's still difficult for me. It will just be one of those things that I just can't wrap my head around, and that's okay.
or the second option
change
is
your
I
story.
understand that.
Awesome. Huh?
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of ways that she's put it too. I understand that as a future member of the clergy, he.
Yeah. Why did it make sense when you read it that way? But when I read it off the page, I'm like, how the what?
The commas. Commas do be doing that.
They are doing the Lord's work.
Okay, I'm excited about this because I remember the story now and I know what I was going for and I didn't quite get there, but I can see it and I'm like, ooh. So I'm very excited for us to get started.
Okay. 20 minutes on the clock.
And do you want me to share a timer as well?
Yeah, mine is still not doing the proper thing.
Okay. I'd rather not. Oops, stop sharing. I'd rather not share my screen while I'm sorting this one out.
Okay.
But I will
fine.
share the timer because I'm having some thoughts and I want to play with them on the. Sorry, folks. All right. So, this is like one of my favorite timers that Laura has made.
Yeah. I just got a brilliant idea for a timer. Since I have a kitten and she sleeps a lot, I'm gonna at one point put a camera on her sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
And then just however long it is, whether it's 20 minutes or 30 minutes, I'm gonna set a timer for that. The thing is, I don't know how to put the numbers on the screen. But I think many people would love that timer.
Oh, absolutely. There's a couple different ways to do it, but yeah, I think you should do it.
Absolutely.
All right. Are we ready?
Let's go.
All right. 3, 2, and 1.
How come
Sorry,
the
that was
second
loud.
thunder sounded like an alarm to the first?
It really did.
Yeah.
I, once again, am not ready.
If it makes you feel any better, neither am I, but that's because I had to go run and help unload groceries real quick. Because
That is fair.
Yeah. But I think we're getting good. I'm like in the last few paragraphs where... Okay, listen, you were asleep in my lap. Why are we attacking? And she's playing with my hair. Okay. All right. I'm at the part where I can make the snarky comment of why the guy does not want almonds.
Oh shoot. Speaking of life happening, I forgot that I was supposed to do something. Ruh-roh.
Uh-oh.
Hold
What,
on one
post
second.
something or
Text
call
someone.
Oh, text someone. Hey, are you woken up like 50 minutes after you should have been? Well, I'm glad you're ready out there, Regina. It makes you... I'm only like 5 paragraphs away from the ending. And actually, no, I'm at the ending now. And it's just I need to give few more... few more details here at the end.
I'm so annoyed with this computer. I have turned the sound off on it twice, and it's still, something is still chiming, and I cannot figure out what or why because the master volume is off.
What the hell?
Does that sound like the master volume being off to you? Because it just like a whole system chime. Like what?
I have not heard a chime. So your microphone's just that good?
It is pretty good, but that was annoying to me. Oh my god, my back is murdering me, and I don't know what I did.
Oh no.
Let's see. I added another sentence at the end. This, honestly, I just need to spend more time with this story because I have a lot more that I can and would like to do with it, but it just needs time.
Yeah. I think this story is one of the stories that just reflects how much I've improved as a writer. Compared to what it was just a few minutes ago to what it is now. Like,
Regina, it's my work computer, and I think you're right. I think it's Teams, but one of them was like an update notification, so I probably just need to throw the computer out the window.
Yeah.
JK. Yeah, so do you want me to read your story? Eva!
Actually, I really want to read yours now.
Okay, it's not very good, but well, I must say not very good. I didn't get to do as much as I wanted to do.
Well, then you're just going to have to tell us either in detail or with a hint of what you plan to do.
I can do that.
And actually, I could share my screen this time. Window. Yeah, there we go. Excuse you. Hate it when my thing is so...
What do you have, Eva? What do you have? Tell me.
I'm trying to click on
Do you? Do you? Oh, Eva has an orange boy. You haven't told Eva, have you?
Eva should be following me on Instagram, and the little fucker, pardon my language, she ran away. But I have a little orange girly. He's my favorite. I love him.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
So, have you picked out a name, Eva, before we begin? And by the way, she got that name because she was biting the crap out of me. I like Regina's comment. It's not, Chandra, it's not as clean as I would like it, isn't? And with the winky face, but immediately my thought was, isn't that life? Like everything, what adulting?
It's true.
He's older and we've had him a bit now. He may be a year now. So we just got a kitten. She's probably 7-8 weeks old now. It's blurring together. She ended up being called Lucy, short for Lucifer. So we spell it Luci. That family's choice. At least Lucifer goes in line with Disney because that was the cat's name in Cinderella. And for everyone who remembers, I got 2 dogs, Lilo and Stitch. So there's kind of a theme. It's for my kids, I swear. But then my daughter's friend also got an orange cat, a 1.5-year-old, and he's called, oh God, what is his name? It was like, they call him X-Men, but his full name is Charles Xavier.
That is so cute. I love that. Also Disney themed. JK.
Yes.
But they did buy the rights to all of that, right?
They bought the rights. So it's like Disney themed by marriage.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Also, Bubbles is an adorable name.
Yes.
And
I love
Orange, every orange cat that I have met is very talkative.
Dude, Lucy's not. You can't even hear her. Like, the only time she meowed, Disney in law, I love that. The only time that Lucy has meowed loudly is because we were having to cut her nails, like trim them. Not. Like,
oh yeah, they don't love that.
She's not getting them removed. Don't worry. But we were trying to trim them because Alex likes to play rough, and he doesn't want to get the crap scratched out of him. And I told him, well, just don't play rough. He goes, no, I don't want to do that.
I think it's just funny that this is actually his cat.
Oh yeah. Oh, speaking of, so he's telling the dogs to go outside last night. Sorry, we digress, but we'll get back to the stories in a second. So he's telling the dogs to go outside. Stitch, of course, is like, do I ever want to go outside? And she bolts to the door. Lilo, however, is just laying there on the dog bed, not even moving, not even a tail wag or whatever. It's like, Lilo, come on, Lilo. And he keeps on trying, talking to her like, Lilo, come on. And I go, Lilo, get up. Outside. Immediately got up, and Alex like, what is this shit? And I'm like, I'm Alpha. He goes, no, you're not.
That's hilarious.
And I told him, I was like, no, with all the animals, I'm Alpha. I'm Mom. So either way, okay. Chandra story. Okay. Oh, by the way, I never got ages, but you know me, I like to do voices. So what's the age of Frankie and our MC?
Early 20s.
Okay, thank you. The game of telephone between Frankie and I was turning into a real drain. Sorry, notice the second between.
Yeah, definitely added that and never finished that thought.
Yeah. I got that as a future member of the clergy. He had a change of responsibilities. But I couldn't help viewing it as a waste. He could be a person. Oh, how? Not. Wow. Okay. Glasses, wearing them. Let's go. How could a person change so much? To me, he was unrecognizable. He hadn't even been the one to tell me he was going. I had to hear it through the grapevine. That hurt more than anything. Now, he wasn't answering the phone. I grabbed my keys from the hook by the door and pulled on my rain boots, splashing through the wet grass to my car. I drove through the gray weather, winding my car down the familiar road to his gravel drive. Pushing the car door open, I shifted my umbrella through the crack to the open sky. Stepping out, I pushed the car door closed behind me, then walked the stepping stones that led to his front door. It wasn't locked. It wasn't locked. I let myself in. Shucking my muddy boots by the door, I left the floor dirty, brown, and slick with water that ran from my umbrella in rivulets. I'm learning a new word. Okay. My feet were cold and wet, but I stepped in the living room door anyway. I could clean up my mess later. Frankie was sitting by the window with a crocheted blanket on his lap, one his grandmother had made. He hadn't changed the house since she had died. Even the avocado stove and the refrigerator set visible across the island in the kitchen. I couldn't picture him leaving it, and I couldn't picture him leaving it and never coming back. He didn't say anything. He must have watched me arrive, but he didn't seem to know I was in the room with them. I could see the turmoil on his face at once. You don't have to do this, I said. He laughed, a morbid sound, fragile like glass. I mean it. I said you don't. Do you even want to hear my story? He asked. Of course I do, I said, trying to sound encouraging from where I stood, dripping in the threshold. Well, that's just it, isn't it? I haven't got the energy. He lay on the couch with one hand covering his eyes. I don't want to be a priest. I know. So ask me why I'm not doing it. Why are you doing it, Frankie? Because no one will notice if I don't get engaged then, he said, still not looking at me. Thought so, I said. Are you going to tell? He asked. No, I said, crossing the room to him, perching on the edge of the couch. We sat in silence. A rainbow of light flittered through the stained glass lampshade above his head. I touched his hand with hesitant fingers. He didn't shift away, but he didn't look at me. You don't see me signing up for seminary. Yeah, that's a tough word, I said, my voice soft, but even I could hear the warble in it as I spoke. No one says anything about me not trying to find a wife either. But if I drop out now, they'll know for sure. Like, if you hit the road with me? I asked, trying to restrain the panic in my voice. There was a glimmer of light in his eyes when I said it, and he really looked at me for the first time since I walked through the door. So my first guess was right.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
One
love
thing
it.
I did realize when you were reading is that Frankie definitely teleported from sitting in the chair by the window to laying on the couch with zero explanation.
I just assumed, like, in my mind, the room morphed that the couch was like up against the window, and he's like sitting with his back against the armrest, looking out the window over the back of the couch. If that makes sense.
That is what I had in mind, but I also didn't say that he like turned and like stretched out, like flinging his arm up over his face or anything like that. It just kind of, oh,
That's
hello.
okay.
Speaking
First
of
off,
orange boys.
the editing process has been recorded now. So when you're trying to remember how to fix this, just refer back to this, which, by the way, has helped me so many times with editing.
Right.
But then also, it's that I love this story so much more. One of my favorite things was the hint or symbolism and stuff where it's a rainbow of light filtered through the stained glass lampshade above his head. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like the
a
equivalent of a light bulb moment, but the light bulb has turned into the idea instead of just the representation of the idea.
Yeah.
So
that's a mount. Did you hear that, Dobby? You are a mountain lion. He's like,
it's gonna go to his head now.
Stop. Oh, it's already in his mind.
All Alright.
Can you hear that?
Mm-hmm. Not the purring, but I definitely hear. I just hear breathing and like brush, like as if he's brushing his face against it or something.
He was.
Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't me. That was his. That was his like.
Like, let me show you affection. Yeah. All right. I think we got enough time to read mine, and then it might be time to go.
Yeah. Let me read yours. Okay, Natalie's story. What? This is triple the price it was last week, the man said as he slammed his hand on the counter, startling the female storekeeper on the other side. Gathering her bearings, she straightened herself to look up to his eyes. Inflation, she said without blinking. With her eyes still boring into him, she placed her hand on the 4 arrows on the counter and slid them to her side. The man placed his hand over hers. I didn't say I wouldn't buy them. We need this. I'll go ahead and buy 3 more in case you decide to jack up the price again, he said, pulling more money from his change purse and setting it on the counter. The storekeeper removed her hand from the arrows and grabbed the money. He snatched the arrows and stormed through the door, causing it to bounce off the siding to close with a slam just after he cleared its path. If the ground was jello, you would have shook every building along the street with his steps. He stopped by the blacksmith's for 5 minutes. The man that exited the blacksmith's had a pep in his step compared to the Christmas Eve Ebenezer Scrooge that had entered. Love it. Just 3 blocks later, he walked through the theater's back entrance and stepped carefully through the narrow pathway, careful not to mangle himself on the ropes and chains of the curtains and catwalks. "Ernest!" he called out as he walked into his office. Engraved above the door read, "Director." A young boy stood up promptly from behind the desk he'd been sitting at. "Sir, you're back so soon." Ernest backed away from the desk when his hand knocked a bowl of almonds off the edge. Immediately he dropped to his knees to pick up each almond. "I mean, got the choir through practice. They're now getting changed, and Miss Livingston has arrived just before yourself and is practicing with the dummy arrows before she changes for the show. Also, the latest script version is on your desk and adding the shot to Act 2. Ernest stood up and placed the bowl back on the edge of the desk, but a little further from the edge. "That's all great," the director waved his hand at the news. "Take these arrows to Miss Livingston and tell her they're meant for Act 2. That way it will look like she has improved. I also don't want them bent before then, so pick them up and place them gently." He mimicked the motion for Ernest before handing them over. Ernest said, "Yes, sir," with a curt nod before turning to the door. "And Ernest, please throw the almonds away. It appears their purpose cannot be fulfilled," the director called out. Ernest nodded again and quickly grabbed the almonds and hurried out the director's office. The show began as it had every night in the past month, a packed-out crowd looking forward to a live firing of an arrow, as if no one in the audience had seen a bullet being fired from the gun, which would be more exciting, in the director's opinion. After the 15 minutes after curtain rose for Act 2, the director stood from his box and pulled back the drapery to exit. "Do you need assistance, Mr. Livingston?" Ernest asked, raising himself from his chair. Mr. Livingston held up a hand. "No. I'll return shortly." On stage, Mrs. Livingston stood ready to fire one of the arrows Mr. Livingston bought earlier that day. On the street, Mr. Livingston walked away from the theater as it blew up in flames, like Ebenezer Scrooge on Christmas morning. Ooh. I want to know why he wanted to blow up Miss Livingston.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's gonna have to be one of those questions that like just is unanswered of anything. It's kind of like when you get a when there's this scene in real life or even on what's it called? or in a book or whatever, but it's the classic scene of a girl taking her drink and flinging it into the man's face.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone just automatically assumes the man screwed up
Mm-hmm.
and it did something wrong. And I feel, even though we have no clue what, we just assume. And I kind of feel like it's along those lines.
Yeah.
Look at the other cats. No, don't bite me.
He's like, I am the only cat. Well, with that,
Yes, it is time to
it is.
handle these things.
Yes, we must go.
Yeah. But we will be on my channel next month. Believe I got it written down. I think we planned this thing out.
We did, yes.
Usually it's the first Sunday of the month,
Mm-hmm.
except this month because, 4th of July. Nope. Those are my dinner plans for the week. I was about to say, is all technology just not going to work for me today? Oh, listen here, Missy. Cat, stop. Like, I already did cord control. I don't need your help.
Little pro tip for electronics. I know everyone's like, oh, just keep a spray bottle. You can't when you have a lot of electronics around, but canned air, not aimed directly at them, makes the same sound. Definitely don't aim it at anybody or anything that's not an electronic or intended for that purpose. You know what I'm trying to say. Living things are a no-no, but they don't like the sound, and it's very similar to a water bottle. I've tried like a bottle of pennies or like things like that. He doesn't care about those things, but the canned air sound, he does not like. So I do that, and it's safe for the electronics.
Yay. So it looks like August 11th. So we not do it the first Sunday of August, but that's okay. I don't know why we had to shift it, but we did. All right.
I think I have a trip.
Oh, that's why. It was yours. I was like, why did I shift it? And then I start freaking out thinking I have plans.
Plans you do not.
Nope.
Okie doke. Well, thank you all so very much. We will see
Glad
you all.
Got some stuff done. Felicia editing chapter 4 and now gonna edit a video. I hope you have the get it done inertia. Sometimes it's funny how that happens. You get one task done and then it's like propels you to do the rest.
He's being such a weirdo. No, he's just being very spaghetti.
Adorable. All right. I will press the button.
Yes.
All right. Oh, wait. I think. Do I have?
Oh.
Do I have an outro on here? No, I did not save the outro. I could have uploaded it while we were here, but oh well. Okay, fine. All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming.
See y'all.
August 11th on my channel next time.
The mountain lion was trying to maul me.